Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. How is everyone doing tonight? Mayor, finally, STP live and in person. Well, sort of in person. Not really. I mean, it's everyone's watching through this little box right here, so it's about as close as it's gonna get, So how's everyone doing tonight? It's been yes, let's talk about the background first. Obviously, there is not a lot going on back there. Yes, J-Bone is in the process of moving. So J-Bone between yesterday and today was packing. Yes, I was filling almost 10 huge boxes full of stuff. It's amazing. You got all these figs on the wall and you're like, well, that's not going to take up much space, is it? No, absolutely not. No, 10 boxes, 10 boxes later, and you're like, oh my God, why did I buy all these things? Thank you, Justin Miller, for the super chats here. Says J-Bone smashing news harder than Mark smashing the green. Oh, and I don't think you mean golfing, do you? No, I don't think you mean golfing. You mean some other kind of green substance that you put in something and it makes has a funny odor to it. And who else is in here? Courtney Terrence Sullivan. Good evening, brother. But yes, thank you. For everyone else watching, whether it's Twitch or YouTube, you can share bits, you can do the super chat, super stickers, or whatever. But if you do anything tonight, folks, make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. So yeah, we're gonna talk some Impact Wrestling news, a little bit of WWE news, not a ton. A majority of what I'm going to talk about tonight revolves around Impact Wrestling. As you see by the cover, we got the Good Brothers in the background. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about Tennille Dashwood. Who else is on here? Oh yeah, we got a Slapnuts himself, Jeff Jarrett, and then of course, in this direction, we've got Road Dogg. So let's start off with that news, and we'll kind of segue it into some Impact news, shall we? So yeah, this background is I mean, even the acoustics in here. With the walls naked, it's the acoustics are even different in here. I don't know if that comes through like live through the microphone. I don't know if I sound different to you guys. If there is like a big difference, let me know. But hey, fellas, even in here. Good evening. Yes, it does feel empty. There's an echo. Well, hopefully it's not a huge one. If it's really bad, let me know. But hopefully it's like, I know there's acoustically it's different, but well, first I just want to talk about me for a minute. Today was when the walls come tumbling down. Shut up, Zach. No, I'm kidding. Good evening, Zach. How you doing? No, it's not a bad echo. Okay, I just figured it's, the acoustics are going to sound a little different. Today was an emotional day, and anyone who's like moved before, like if you didn't spend a lot of time in a place, you're not attached to it. but as many years um I've been in this home, either, before my marriage, after my marriage, whatever. I mean, I moved in this house like right after high school. So you could say I did some growing up. I mean, I spent a handful of years in this house before my first marriage. I got married at 25. And um and then I was gone for 10ish years. And then I was here for a couple of years, and I moved back. I moved in with Tracy after she and I started dating. And then after my mom passed away, oof, between 9 and 10 years ago, it's hard to believe. Um, I moved back here to spend as much time with my dad as possible. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of memories in this house. There's a lot of love in this house. Um, and as I'm going through stuff today, as I'm putting stuff in boxes, some stuff I'm finding that I haven't seen in decades. You come across stuff and you're like, whoa, where was what? Where? I found like old audio, like just off camera here. You can't see it, but I got like an entertainment center over here that just held a lot of miscellaneous stuff. At one point it held a TV. Now it just held a bunch of my stuff. And found like old cassettes. Like I found cassettes that I still had that I bought with my mom back, like, in my early years of high school, going back over 30 years ago. And I still had some of them. And it just, you look at them and it's, man, just all that comes back. You remember like where you got it or where you ordered it or whatever. And just, man, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So it took me a while to get through this office. I mean, the easiest part was just pulling the figs off the walls, and you look at them and you're just trying to make sure they fit in the box nice. And some of them you grab and you're like, wow, this is like one of the first figures I got and stuff like that. But man, William Gardner, good evening, sir. What is this madness? This madness is this room is naked, but I am not. So that's a good thing, right? Yeah, so we're moving, and within the next month or so, hopefully, we'll be out of this house. Because I have my reservations. Trust me, I'm still positive. I want this house to sell fast. I mean, this neighborhood in Brookfield is one of the hottest neighborhoods as far as houses selling just like that. There was a house just a couple doors down across the street. The woman passed away, sadly, elderly woman. Um, and her house literally sold in one day. So that's what we're kind of hoping for. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. We're basically banking on a condo. We're starting to fill out papers for it. That's in a county north of us. Little like we're like hop, skip, and a jump away from the Milwaukee area. This is going to be much further north than that, but not too far. Not too far. So yeah. So yeah, we're excited, but it's gonna be like when stuff really starts moving out of this house and things start really happening. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. But I'll keep you guys updated, and there will be a time where I will have to take a break from this because I'll be getting set up in the new house and whatnot, and it'll take a little time, but apparently, Courtney is watching Raw. She said Dexter Loomis just dragged The Miz away. No spoilers. I'm going to watch that after this, but I wanted to talk about this before I watched it. So yeah, it's a hot market depending on where you're looking. So yeah, that's what we're banking on. So we were on break. Oh my goodness, and my wife is in the chat. Good evening, my lovely Mrs. Bone, the wonderful Tracy Hafer. Good evening, my darling. Yes, yes, there is an invasion. Says, and how long will it take to get the house to get the house set up? I don't know. It probably one day, knowing you, babe. Oh, it's oh, Bell's boy. Thank you so much, brother. Smash that like, bro. Wow, words. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Smash that like button, as Mark said, or else Justin will come for you. Oh boy. So everyone give some love to Mrs. Bone in the chat. Yes, Mrs. Bone in the house. That's right. So so yeah, there's a lot going on in the house. It's exciting, but it's emotional at the same time. So all right, let's talk some news. Let's talk about there's a little switcheroo going down in the WWE right now. No, I'm not high. I got lollipops. That's it, man. That's all I got. So news came out, it was like a day ago. All this happened within like a 24-hour period. It's kind of crazy. Jeff Jarrett. I'm laughing at the chat. Justin. Jeff Jarrett, good old slapnuts himself, was he took a position in the WWE, senior vice president of oh God, I'm drawing a blank here. Hang on, I got the news right here. Senior vice president of live event booking. That's it. That's it. And so then all of a sudden, he, after a few weeks, he's not the he doesn't have that position anymore. Says he stepped away from it. And all of a sudden, news came out just earlier this afternoon that special report that Road Dogg Brian James returning to WWE as senior vice president of live events. So that is the switcheroo. By the way, thank you, Mark, before this leaves my screen and it gets buried up, keeps scrolling up out of the way. Thank you, Mark, for the super chat, brother. Thank you. You were too kind. For Mrs. Bone Dragon's cameo appearance. Bro, that's what she gets for a cameo appearance? Bro, come on, man. Do you know how much trouble I'm going to get when I tell her that? When she sees that, she's going to say, oh, I'm worth $1.99. Dude, you're lucky you're in Texas. She's going to whoop your ass. I kid. Thank you, brother. Much love. Much love. Oh, she does say thank you. She does say thank you. Okay. I thought I was going to be in trouble there for a second. Okay. Whew. Okay. Oh, but Mayor might be shedding some light on this. I don't know details, but he says that Jeff Jarrett was a Vince hire and that Trips is in the process of making his team. This is the Triple H show now. I mean, obviously everyone's working together, like he said in his press conference. Um, but it's, and we've seen already a lot of changes, especially in personnel and, you know, roster members coming back, some a little more positive than others, but it's very interesting. He's betting on this new crop of people that he's bringing back. And I give him credit for doing that. It's a bold move. And I also give a lot of credit to the ones that are going back because of everything that happened. Now, mind you, it's two people on top. Now, settle down. I know I probably should have worded that differently. It's Stephanie and Nick Khan on top. Not sure how that's working, but that's what's going on, So you got some that are probably pro this and some that are probably pro that. And there's going to be a little give and take, and it's all going to land in Tripp's lap as far as what goes down in front of our eyes, So, but I'm pretty excited for it. And I know some fans are too. I mean, this isn't going to happen overnight, but we might see it over the course of the next couple of years, depending on how it goes. We may see a major upswing in fans coming back, and that's just going to help everyone. It really is. But we'll see. We'll see. That's a pure speculation on my part, Hey, there's even a Basil watching. Good evening, sir. Good to see you. Oh, you guys. All right. So, yeah, out with Jeff Jarrett, in with BG James. So, pardon I'll call it, just for joke's sake, I'll call it fake news when I thought that BG James was actually going to join Impact Wrestling. And that was more really just hoping, because I was like, wow, no matter what you think of him, I think he's got decades of years in the business and would certainly bring something positive to Impact Wrestling. So obviously that's not happening anymore. Where he was there for the weekend. Right. Yeah, that's what I heard, Basil, in Chicago, but obviously he's not going to be at the next. I'm assuming he's not going to be at the next set of tapings, which is coming up next weekend. So, but I from what I heard, it was all positive as far as him being backstage. Now, how that's going to affect like Scott Armstrong, I don't know if that's going to affect Scott Armstrong reffing or not. I don't know if he's going to follow his brother or if he's going to stay in Impact Wrestling. If Basil, if you know anything, drop it in the chat. I don't. But Basil says here, Scott Armstrong is officially my wrestling grandpa. Okay, so that's straight from the horse's mouth. He's staying with Impact Wrestling. We'll see. We'll see. It's always a lot of moving parts in. Sorry, Dino. I'll call you back when I'm done with this. And yes, that was. You heard it. That was Demolition is still my ringtone. It's one of the most badass. I don't know if he's okay. So Basil says, I don't know if he's staying with Impact. He may follow his brother. We're just gonna have to wait and see, right? But even if Scott Armstrong doesn't, it's really cool that he was there this weekend. I mean, he was literally inches away from us, really close. It was cool. I mean, he's been around a long time. That was kind of nice. Basil says Papa H coming through with the goods on Raw. Well, I'll be watching it after this. So Dino's Bar and Grill. Yes, fella, that was Demolition. Great stuff. Hey, love Demolition. One of my favorite tag teams from back in the day. All right, so what else is happening? So we'll segue that into more Impact Wrestling news. Before we talk any more about personnel stuff, I want to talk about something that's very, very near and dear to my heart, and that's action figures. We found out. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. All right, let me find the old news here from Impact Wrestling. So new Impact Wrestling action figures by Cella Toys coming in 2023. What? So I actually heard that Impact was getting figures from a little birdie. I won't say who. I'll keep my source private. But I heard about this about a month ago, between a month to 2 months ago. So it was just a matter of the news coming out, and it was between two companies, and I heard it was either going to be Cella or Boss Fight. And so part of me was kind of hoping it was Boss Fight because I actually liked the Taya and who else is? They also released the Lucha Brothers. They released a Conan, a Hoovy, and like a couple others, I think. All pretty much revolving around like AAA and Lucha Libre and stuff like that. So, but according to the pictures that we got here, now granted, these are like first drawings, so they might look a little rough. But I'm super excited about this. So they're by Cella Toys, coming to shopimpact.com and the Asylum Wrestling Store. Now I'm not familiar with the Asylum Wrestling Store, but nonetheless, the first wave of figs coming. I'm guessing first quarter next year. That's a guess. Hopefully, we'll see. Is Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, Moose, and Eddie Edwards. So we got two knockouts and two, I guess you can say top guys, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I know there's going to be people out there with, oh, well, why wasn't it this guy? Why wasn't it that guy? You got to figure these were first done within the last, I'm going to say within the last 6 months, according to some of these, what pictures they were done off of. So, Mayor says, aren't you a little old to be playing with action figures? See, that's the difference. Is I don't play with them, I collect them. Big difference. See, I don't sit there, with the figures on my desk and body slam it. No, I don't do that. No, not me. I'm a kid at heart, but no, I don't do that. And if anybody else tells you I do, they're lying. Watch my wife jump in here with her own little opinion on this. No, I'm kidding. Basil says all those pics are a year plus old. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, if you look at the T-shirt that Eddie Edwards is wearing, yeah, you are correct. Absolutely. and you would know, you worked for her. So hopefully, I mean, it's not that huge of a deal. I mean, you like to see them with more current, ring gear, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. Oh, my lovely wife says they're his toys. Don't let him fool you. Laughing my ass off. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks a lot, babe. I appreciate that. Basil says Eddie's gear is from Hard to Kill 2021. Jordan is from summer 2020. I was gonna say, yeah, that gear is fairly old, and what they did with her hair really does her no favor. So hopefully they'll tweak it and they can come out with something a little more modern. Hopefully. Otherwise, you're going to have people out there like some of these guys doing custom figs. They'll get the figs, but then they'll like paint more current coloring stuff on them or whatever, So who knows? Maybe I'll even do that. No, I don't think I'd be very good at that, but we'll see what we get. Nonetheless, very excited. Who do you want to see? Do you collect action figures? Who do you want to see in like the next line? I'm assuming one of the first ones is going to be like, Josh Alexander. You want to see the champ. Hopefully, Sami Callihan. And then, just go from there. I know some people out there were like, oh, Rosemary should have been one of the first knockouts, but hey, it's the whole knockouts division is amazing. So it's, take your pick. So very excited about that. All right, now back to talking about the roster a little. What came out over the last few days is Tennille Dashwood, no longer with Impact Wrestling. She put out today, we saw the signs of it a few days ago. We saw the official press release from her earlier today. She is a free agent. Now, knowing who she's dating, we might get a clue where she might be going, because we know that Trips is bringing back some of his old favorites from NXT. But she's got a lot of years of experience. So it's just purely speculation, but she's dating Madcap Moss. So I think she may go back there. We'll see. Tracy's cracking me up there. I'm not freaking out that she's gone, but I do feel the second half of her run was much better than the first half of her run. And I think, honestly, I'm going to chalk that up to the first half, and I've said this before, but it bears repeating. I think it was health issues that was really slowing her down. I feel like she was beginning to really feel the I can't think of what she had a disease, and she was dealing with it, and that's why it kept her away for a fair amount of time. And she came back. But when she came back, and I think it also has to do with who they put her with. It wasn't just a focus on her solo. It was a teaming up with this person, being with Caleb with a K. And I think that was I think that had a lot to do with it. So let me know in the chat, how do you feel about her leaving Impact Wrestling? How do you feel about her run? I know I've been critical of it, but after understanding what she was going through, it makes me much more sympathetic to what was going on. Um, the return. Oh God, Emelina, Jiminy Christmas, you guys. Let's not do Emelina. Let's do. Hey, let's just do Emma. You know, she can go back to popping bubbles or whatever. I don't know what the hell. But nonetheless, I hope she stays healthy, and I hope she lands somewhere. You know, she's got plenty of years in the business. She deserves. And there's Critical Sting. Good evening, sir. um, she deserves to. I believe she deserves to get paid. You know, so she's also big on social media. So that hey, that always helps. You know, she brings wherever she goes, she's going to bring her audience. You know, her fan base. So it also came out that let's see. Let me find the. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Come on, let's find the right tab here, Bone. Scrolling down the page. There it is. Report update on the Good Brothers Impact Wrestling contracts. All right. So the update, and this is from Fightful. So reports that Anderson and Gallows have agreed to extensions that will keep them with Impact through the tapings in Dallas on the 26th and 27th, and that's coming up this weekend. Then they'll work with New Japan Pro Wrestling for a few weeks in September, at which point they will be free agents. Noted that previously heard that Gallows and Anderson are set to do some work with New Japan through Wrestle Kingdom 2023. So yeah, and stuff just came out. In fact, where I got this picture for the cover is for, I believe, sometime in October, but I don't know. I didn't look that closely at the poster as far as where that next big event is, if that's still in the States, and then they're going to go back. Then they'll go back to Japan for a run going into, you know, Wrestle Kingdom time towards the beginning of 2023. So, but hey, you know, and that just means that there's, you know, room for another tag team on the roster of Impact Wrestling. And I feel like it's all subjective. Some people weren't big Good Brothers fans. I was excited when they came to Impact Wrestling. I feel like they brought a level of professionalism with them that they're hardworking guys, you know, and think what you want, you know. So, some think they're maybe a little more lackadaisical, but these guys have been around long enough that they can, you know, they don't have to run 100 miles an hour, you know. They are getting up there in age, and they've been all around the world. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I know they really were excited about spending some time with New Japan once, you know, things in the pandemic lightened up a little. Things are changing. There is more travel now. It's still a thing out there. We got to be careful. I'm not going to lie. I'm still very careful. And I'm excited to see them back in Japan as part of the Bullet Club. So, you know, we'll see what they do. I know myself, among probably many others, probably think at some point, depending on what the feelings are, in another company. Maybe they'll go back with AJ Styles or even Finn Balor, depending on what's going on next year. I don't know. They were all great together, Hell, they headlined one of the days a few WrestleManias ago. So hey, that's pretty awesome if you ask me. And that was with The Undertaker, and it doesn't get much better than that. And considering it was during the pandemic and they had to do something a little different on the fly, hey, it's all good, It turned out to be a lot of fun. So, hey, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Basil says, love those dudes. Yeah, I've met them a few times. Every experience I've had, genuinely a lot of fun, whether it was in person or through, podcasting with TNI. We had them on, oh, shoot. What was that, last summer? I forget. It was before one of their pay-per-views or something they did with the Talking Shop back here. I think it was right before Talking Shop. They were promoting it, so we had them on. It was before one of them. I forget. But nonetheless, yeah, here. Basil says, Gallows and Anderson are two of the safest people I've seen in the ring. When they would wrestle the North, they made they made my job very hard. That goes back a little bit, but yeah, they're good guys, and like I said, they deserve to get paid. So whatever they decide to do over the course of the next half year to a year, we'll certainly we'll stay on top of it. We'll keep you guys informed. Let me just quick. I don't think there was a whole lot more I was going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about Raw or anything because I haven't watched anything yet. I know Courtney was trying to spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me now. Can't get this page to load, for crying out loud. All right. Let's see here. Scrolling down the page. Yeah, I heard Trish Stratus is coming back. Guessing she was on TV tonight. She was also at some live events over the weekend up in Canada. That's pretty freaking cool. Very excited for, let's see, what is this? Monday night, Tuesday. Very excited for Wednesday. We got Punk versus Mox. I already started some of the pre-production stuff on that for myself. Not seeing a whole lot else here. William says, settle down, J-Bone. Your wife may still be in the chat. I'm fine. I'm calm and cool and collected. No, I think that's about it. I did watch some stuff last night, but I didn't take any notes or anything. I watched some of the what did I watch last night? Oh, the Rivals. That's that A&E series. I watched the one on Stone Cold and The Rock. That was very interesting. And hearing, like, you've seen like specials on them over the years, but this is all current stuff from The Rock and Stone Cold. So that was pretty cool. At least I think it was current. Maybe it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure it was. Also saw the special on Edge and John Cena for the Rivals. That was, man, that took me back, because that was when I really started paying attention to wrestling again. Was in the early, late 90s, but when everything started shifting over towards, it was only WWE. And I really wasn't watching TNA yet. So this was right around that time that TNA was really getting going, and I was paying attention to it, but not that much. But the bigger stuff to pay attention to was that post Attitude Era was really kicking into full gear with the characters like John Cena, Edge's solo career and such. That was really interesting to hear about. Oh, Basil here in the chat talking about Aussie Open versus Motor City Machine Guns for the tapings. That looks amazing. That looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait for that. I'm a little shocked that Aussie Open's coming, but I'm not. Well, I mean, we have a good relationship with New Japan, and that's where that comes from. So that's pretty slick. I know some people are predicting that Will Ospreay is not far behind, but we'll see. We'll see. That would certainly be pretty awesome. How about Josh Alexander versus Will Ospreay? Eh? Ooh, that would be pretty nuts. So yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot more I was going to talk about. Oh, that's interesting. There's a headline I was not expecting. VSK, I guess you could say formerly of Impact Wrestling, debuts new look as a Trust Butler in AEW. So he's with the Trust Busters. For those of you that don't know, that's Sonny Kiss. What is that? Slim something, Ari Daivari, and oh gosh, I can't even think of the big guy. Bordeaux, I think his name is Parker Bordeaux. That's it. Slim J. Yeah, no relation to J Bone. All right, so don't get that mixed up. So yeah, that's pretty much it here. So yeah, lots of things. Yes, Trust Butler. I just read the headlines, folks. Don't ask me. They're obviously putting new stuff together in AEW. You know, it's that next. That we had the first 3 years, and now that was like a breaking point there. Now we're seeing even more changes after, some people are going, some people are coming. You never know who's doing what. So, all right. So, yeah, Mini Lesnar, right? He looks like a badass. He just, I don't know. Some say he's a little green. Yeah, there we go. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Fella has the same greener than grass. All right, well, I'm not going to tell him that. You can tell him that. All right, well, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to catch up on some WWE and Impact Wrestling stuff as far as, rosters, switcheroos. Some people come in, some people go in, and then talk about the action figures coming hopefully early next year than late. So yeah, that's it. All right. Much love, everyone. Thank you so much for the super chats, but especially on your way out tonight, you know what to do. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. TNI patrons will be back tomorrow night for the family dinner, and then come on back here Wednesday for some AEW catch up with Mox versus Punk. could be one of the biggest nights in television of the year. It's going to be nuts. You don't want to miss that. And then back to TNI on Thursday for all things Impact Wrestling. So, all right, much love. We'll see you then. Take care. Thanks for joining me tonight. Later.